Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of our SimCity Let's Play. We left last time needing to do a little bit of road upgrading, which I have done off camera over in this section of the city. It looked like, based on the data map, that things were getting fairly close to expansion time, and actually this block over here as well. So I'm actually going to just upgrade this, oops, want medium, upgrade this block here as well, just to take advantage of those happy citizens wanting to expand. So my goal for this episode, along with dealing with whatever crises come up, is examining this population panel, as they call it, and some of these details, and figure out what this means and what we can do about it. So I'm looking at this upper section here titled Workers, and I'm noticing that we have no unemployment, which is great. We have mostly low wealth Sims, some medium wealth Sims, and no high wealth Sims. No unemployment, but we have a lot of unfilled jobs. We have 1,000 total jobs that do not have people working them yet. So now the game does not give you specific advice about what needs to be done about these numbers. So I mean, we could look at this and intuitively say, well, we have too many jobs. We should either bulldoze or dezone some of the commercial and industrial sections, or expand our residential, so that we have more citizens per job, essentially. That ratio, if we can get that ratio up, then we'll have as few unfilled jobs as possible, but we don't want to overshoot so we get a lot of unemployment either. But you know, that's just my intuition speaking. We don't really know, based on what the game is telling us, if that is the appropriate response to these numbers. If we scroll down to shoppers, then we see that we have a number of shoppers. They're all staying in the city. There's a lot of unsatisfied shoppers, though. And again, it's not really telling us what to do about that, or why those shoppers are unsatisfied. We see that all of the goods in the city are being sold, so there are no unsold goods. So that is a good sign. That also would indicate, presumably, a somewhat low population. You can see these numbers just jumped. So we do have a little bit of unsold goods. Still no unemployment. If we look at industrial freight, we see that everybody's satisfied, nobody's commuting out, nobody's bringing anything in. We have freight orders and unfilled freight orders. Now, again, this terminology is very unclear as to what it is they're trying to tell us. Total freight orders, that, to me, that implies that is our commercial sector ordering goods from our industrial sector. And unfilled freight orders would imply to me that the industrial sector is not able to keep up with the demand. Again, I don't know if there's a way to verify this, but that's my intuition. So I think actually what we're going to do about this number, we're going to look at this today, and we're going to zone a whole bunch more industrial and see if this number can drop. See if we can actually get our industrial sector to be able to actually fulfill all the demand of our commercial sector. And it does appear that, you know, our, let's see, I'm going this way. Within one city, the commercial sector and the industrial sector are working together. So the commercial sector is feeding off the industry. You know, industry is producing goods which are then sold in our commercial sector. Let's see here. It looks like our city's not processing properly. And we are back. It looks like SimCity servers forced us to do a rollback, which means all of this road upgrade has gone away, and nothing we've done up here has stuck. So I'm going to cut this out but I'm going to re-upgrade the roads in this section of the city, and then we will jump back to rezoning some more industrial to see if we can get that this number right down here, this unfulfilled freight orders, if we can get that number down. So I will cut here, and we'll be back right in just a second. Okay, we're back. That rollback caused us to do a little bit of extra work off screen, but that's all right. We're going to jump right back into this up here and attempt to add to our industrial zone. Now the reason we're doing this, we want to see if increasing our industrial will actually, if that will help alleviate that unfulfilled freight orders metric that we were looking at. So let's zone that. And actually, let's check our density map to see if we can actually get a higher density. You know, maybe this bottom road right here we could upgrade, and maybe that'll boost our industry a little bit. And come all the way to the end here. Because those look like this zone right in here was maybe the most likely to upgrade in density. So let's just let this run for a second until we get a few more of these buildings finished, and we'll see what that does to our number. Okay, we're back. This zone is beginning to develop a little bit, but I noticed something else. If we go into these data maps and we look at the happiness map, you know, some of our industry here, for example, this one says we need somewhere to ship our freight. What makes me unhappy? We need somewhere to ship our freight. Business is okay. Needs workers. You know, so this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If we have unfulfilled freight orders, and we have this trade depot, and still it's, you know, it's not finding it. You know, it's not. I don't know. I think that's still that agent problem, that these agents are not always functioning as we intuitively expect. So anyway, we are adding more industry to our city. So we have this sector back there. So let's slow it down for a second and take a look at these numbers again. Details of the population panel. And let's go down here. So total freight orders, 11,000. That still looks roughly the same. Unfulfilled freight orders, that looks also roughly the same. I think it was about 4,000. We're looking at 4,500 now. So let's see as this this next SimCity day runs through, if this number changes. So I will just leave this up on the screen. We started at 4,500 and 11,000 there. And we'll take a cut here and come back in a few minutes and see if this number has changed at all. Okay, we're back. You know, all these buildings back here are running, and we haven't seen this number change at all. So I'm going to jump back over to the happiness map here for a moment and look at our new industry here. We've got clothes still needs workers, business is good, freight is selling really well, business is good, freight is selling really well, needs workers, so some of that is still ramping up. What do we have over here? We got a yellow, freight shipments are profitable, business is good, needs workers. Okay, and still want to place, oh, now that just ticked over. Business is good. So, you know, part of this might be we're just being too impatient with these numbers. We're expecting them to change faster than they really are going to. If we go back here now, let's take another look. Still, we're at 4,400 and 11,000. Now, it's possible that this number means the reverse of what we thought it did. We started assuming that total freight orders was the amount of orders from our commercial district ordering freight from our industrial district. Now, this could mean the reverse, just depending on, you know, what they meant when they titled this. It's not entirely clear. Total freight orders could mean that's how much freight we're actually producing in our industrial sector, and 4,400 unfulfilled freight orders is how, sort of orphaned freight that has nowhere to go. So that is also a possibility. And as I look at our RCI indicator down here, this is evidence for that hypothesis, I think. Our commercial demand now is way up. So since we didn't see any changes in numbers when we added all of our industrial, I'm going to add a bunch of commercial. I'm going to take this road all the way to the end, and actually let's take that avenue all the way to the end, and I'm going to zone all of that from this corner all the way down as commercial. Actually, just this whole block. And we're going to see if that will develop here quickly, and if that does, then we're going to come back and check the numbers and see if that changes at all. So I'm going to pop this up again and scroll back down to these unfulfilled orders, and we're going to let this run. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back, and we can see that some of our commercial area has started to fill in, and correspondingly we went from 11,000 total freight orders to just about 13,000 now. So I think our original hypothesis was correct. This total freight orders is generated by our commercial district. So unfulfilled freight orders is the essentially the difference between what the commercial district is ordering and what our industrial district can actually produce, or at least get to our commercial district. So when we added industry, this number didn't seem to change. So I'm thinking that it's not the total amount of industry in this particular case that is the factor, but maybe the ability to get that freight where it needs to go. So we're going to look at this. We're at about almost 14,000 and 7,000. So it's almost twice. We've got almost twice as many orders as we can fill. So if we look at our trade depot here, we do see that our freight warehouses are filling up over the course of the day. We do have some excess capacity maybe in the warehouse and storage, but we only have one delivery truck. So I'm thinking, here's my theory, if we add more delivery trucks and maybe max that out, and then take a look at our roads and ensure that the roads are good between the trade depot and our commercial zone, that we will see those two numbers in the population panel begin to converge a little bit. So let's just go back into our road tool here. We're going to upgrade just the roads right around our trade depot here, just to make sure that our trade depot trucks aren't going to get stuck in traffic on a one-lane road. Ensure that they can get over here as efficiently as they can, given where we're at the moment. So we'll do that. That should be working. I don't know if that will take effect immediately, but we do see, it's the end of the day at 8:22 p.m. and our freight warehouse is full. So that's actually another upgrade that we may want to look at. Is another freight warehouse. And actually, when we did the rollback, we lost our coal warehouse, it looks like. So, excuse me, I'm going to add that back in. So we have 3 freight warehouses and a coal warehouse. And actually, since that rollback, we should double check here that, okay, we still are accepting local coal deliveries, and our coal mine is producing almost 20 tons a day, which is way more than we need for our power plant. So let's also check our trade depot, manage our global market deliveries, and make sure we're exporting coal. Alright, so we've got our freight delivery trucks. We added another warehouse to make sure we have capacity there. And this looks like a road that we can maybe upgrade while we're looking at it now. Should do a couple of these. So we will now jump over to our population panel. And we want to give that a look and see if our improvements to our trade depot made any difference. And actually this is going to need to upgrade as well. There's just too much traffic there. If we're actually trying to make freight deliveries to that area, it's going to be terrible. So, alright, so let's, and of course we always have a crisis to work on, and we're going to put another sewage outflow. Now, this is not a fantastic long-term solution, but it'll do for now. So let's bring back up our population panel, and our population is booming quite a bit. Now we've got 16,000, 9,000, so we actually we have increased our total freight orders massively, but still we cannot keep up. Do we just not have enough industry, or is it that that trade depot? And we can see if we look at this trade depot, it is almost full of freight. So, well, let's give this some time. We'll cut here and come back in a little bit and see what the numbers are looking like. So cut this here, cut all this out. Our total record time is up to 23 minutes. I think I might be able to cut out 5 minutes. So I will do one last little segment to see what these numbers did, and then I will cut this episode short, I think. So the game time is 2 in the morning. So let's give it one full SimCity day and see what happens with this freight. Our freight is again totally full. Coal storage, we're making 20 tons a day, but we're exporting. Actually, we don't need coal. We just need another freight warehouse. And it looks like we have more water problems, so let's throw down a water tower. Actually, we have a couple water towers. Okay, it's almost morning. Let's keep looking at this detail. 17 and 10, so we're over half unfulfilled. All on a commercial. Alright, so game time is 5 in the morning. We want to wait now 24 hours till, for this full day, or at least, maybe till midnight game time. See if these numbers are going to change. Game time is now 6 in the morning, and we've been recording for 26 minutes. I'm going to cut a whole bunch of this out. Hopefully, I'd like to be somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, maybe right around 18 minutes would be good. Those numbers are still not changing. This freight is moving out of our trade depot, but not quickly. So we're still cut, edit all of this out. 8 in the morning. Let's see, our 17,000, 10,000. Alright, I'm not patient enough for this. Let's cut back in 5, 4, 3. Okay, guys, we're back. I waited quite a while here and did not see any change in these numbers. So I think these numbers are not, that did just drop down. We were at 10,000, actually, 17,000, 10,000 unfulfilled freight orders just went up. That's the first change I've seen as I've been watching it, but it's roughly the same. So I'm guessing that those numbers don't have as much to do with the trade depot and transportation as they do with just balancing the amount of industrial and commercial zones that you have. So it would look like we need a much greater industrial base to support so much commercial. So we could attempt to simply dezone a whole bunch of our commercial, but I'm not sure we want to go backwards just yet. So we will return to those numbers again, but I think we're going to leave that episode here for now. We're running up against our time limit. But we're going to continue to investigate these numbers. This does show us our student population. You know, we have about 1,200 students that are not being served by our school system, so we do need to deal with that. Still zero unemployment, which is great, but we have lots of people, lots of jobs, and not enough people to fill them, actually. So we can try and address that. And then we have a lot of unsatisfied shoppers, and that may have to do with transportation and you know, how close everything is to where the Sims want to be. So we will continue looking at these numbers, but let's leave it here for now, and we'll be back next time to take a better look. And look at that, my road, this avenue, looks like it takes off at a funny angle down here at the end. Is that just me? That looks terrible. That might just be the shape of the ground too. Well, in any case, we will be back next time, but I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, you know, criticisms, constructive or otherwise. I'm always looking to improve, so you can certainly help me do that by commenting. And if you do enjoy this video, please check out my other stuff on my channel and comment, like, subscribe. That will help me keep doing this and keep improving. So until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you then.